That was funny. We just had to go back to our hotel. I'm just sitting there by myself waiting for the elevator. Who pops out? Valtteri Bottas.
Howdy.
How's the coffee?
It's just a joke, but I'm a bit of a coffee geek.
Today's all about correlation.
Correlation.
It's kind of like a game of spot the differences, you know?
Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not.
It's basically trying to fit the virtual world with the real world.
Good morning. It's a big day. Valtteri's driving.
Welcome to episode 9. Today we are back in Charlotte. Valtteri and Checo have driven the car now for dozens of laps. Now that the car, the feel for the actual real race car, it's in their muscle memory. Now they immediately come back to Charlotte, and to make sure that that feeling from the car is the same feeling that they get from the simulator.
Certain things are easy, like measuring a spring rate. You can do that all day long, but measuring a tire, how a tire slit, the temperature of the tire, all those things that are tough.
A bit tricky.
Suspension travel, temperatures, pressures, density, track surfaces, the macro and the micro roughness of the track layout.
The teams back here in Charlotte and Silverstone are dissecting thousands of variables on the car, and the only way they can trust that data is if Valtteri and Checo can tell them that the simulator drives as close to the real car as humanly possible.
It's a full house.
All transfer data.
So this morning we're doing correlation here in the Dill. So basically we're going to spend the whole morning trying to make the simulator as realistic as possible.
What number coffee is this today?
I think it's number 5. I'm Mandar Hazare. I'm the Formula One Performance Engineering lead. Performance engineering is wide.
They're really concerned with anything. That's like a huge umbrella.
Fundamentally, the way I see it is our job is to understand the car, optimize the current package, at the same time conceptualize what's going to be on the next year's car.
I think this morning it's just let's go.
Yeah. I'll just have a bathroom and then good to go.
Radio check.
Copy. We have those ready.
56.0.
Roger that, setting up. Your wheel here is further away and it's lower as well.
You hear his fuel comments? So the steering wheel is further away and lower than in the real car.
I know he's got a 5 mil shit in the column.
So he noticed a 5mm difference.
Yeah.
5 millimeters. Like he knew. 5 millimeters. I don't know if I'd feel 5 millimeters.
Let's go try 11.
Yeah. The drivers are still our biggest sensors on the car. They can guide us to certain areas which we might not be thinking about. We can have the quantitative analysis behind it, but the drivers can give us a very clear idea how much of it is affecting his ability to push the car to the absolute limit.
Can Formula One races be won from the advantage of a team's simulator?
I would say yes. Data and engineering is the new weapons of racing and really what separates how fast you can develop the car and really becomes the differentiator between all the teams at the highest levels.
It's still similar feeling than what I described first time, that it's almost like you're driving with inters. That it's like floating everywhere.
Yeah. It's like a soft tread.
Yeah,
and it's
really. So I feel like we should add grip but make it peak here.
for us, because we're on the sim so much, I think it's always important to remind ourselves to kind of reset to reality a little bit.
Yeah.
So you coming here and saying that is very important.
Right.
I think the experience of driving a simulator is different for everybody. You're cut off from certain cues that you have in real life. The effect of the downforce sucking you to the ground, the acceleration pushes you into the seat. When you brake, get the seat belts that destroy your shoulders and your hips. Your hands weigh 5 times more. You don't experience that in a simulator.
Simulation as a whole is absolutely required to even compete in Formula One.
So it's after lunch. Valtteri is back in the simulator.
Tires are spinning.
There's been a couple correlation issues.
Going to put it here.
You can just hold it, honestly.
In the simulator, we're experiencing an issue where mid-corner, the tire with the least amount of load starts to pick up. It's not all the time. Thankfully, we're not seeing it at the racetrack, so that is something in the Dill that we need to work on.
Another issue that I noticed they're having is experiencing some friction in the steering column. It's a really stupid question.
I love stupid questions.
Why can't they just take the race car steering column and wheel and just make an exact replica of it and put it on the
work in progress.
We can, it just takes time.
We've only just produced the bits for the main race car. And that's always the priority.
I always think back to the way Nathan said in the car build episode that an F1 car is a prototype. When you think about it that way, it limits the number of parts and supplies you will ever have of any car.
Go around those corners. Turn 3 was one place where actually
there was few key takings from today, which is good. At this phase, it's really rapid learning. We were not 100% happy with the steering yet. These things now we managed to correlate very accurately to the simulator.
Today, I think it went pretty good. We made a few changes that helped improve the realism. So Valtteri was happier where we finished than where we started, and that's always a good sign. Even though we had a full day available, if you run out of time.
Hey, lovely job. Thank you.
It's not going to be today that we're going to solve all the problems, but we are in a situation of problem solving, and we're going to go one by one, step by step, and then we'll get to the end of the chain, that's speed.
I feel like it went well, but it's also we got to not jump to immediate conclusions based on it. Got to make things data-based, not just feeling-based.
Day 2. Valtteri Bottas was here yesterday. Pérez is here today. Similar objective. The takeaway from yesterday was pretty positive. The advantage of day 2 is they're able to take those learnings from yesterday, apply them to today, and then go from there with Checo. Checo just arrived.
Morning, on.
Let's see his feedback.
I heard the word broke, so
It's in the back of my mind.
Yesterday was a great discovery. Now we need to move forward. So we use Valtteri's shoulders to step up. Idea.
You have to check out the seat insert. We got his name put on it for him.
Oh, that is cool. You know, it's pretty light on cushion there, minimizing weight.
Good. Let's do this.
Show me that one.
There's only one, man. It's for Indy. Hey, you can ask Richard.
Nice. Thank you.
Have to go, have to push.
Alright, Checo is now currently in the simulator.
Copy that, yeah, noted.
A little bit of a side quest. We've been granted access to drive a sim.
This is what one would describe as a static simulator.
You can buy a version of this to put in your house and be probably closer to $50,000 or so, but the other ones are millions of dollars.
I heard right leg, butt, and then left leg.
Your hair looks like you're ready to drive a car.
Are you hair shaming me, Josh? How many seconds until he spins out? I give him 20 yards.
Start this out.
Don't let us down.
Alright, start button. Alright, there you go.
Good luck, Ethan.
Okay, let's crack on with this.
Kind of seems like because of the differences in driving styles between Valtteri and Checo, they're just seeing a lot different correlation data today. You never know what the North Star is. You don't know if you can trust 100% what the model's saying or what the data's saying. What are you going to calibrate against and measure against? And you could choose the wrong thing.
When the drivers say something does not correlate, there could be multitude of things, and we need to be very systematic in decoupling that comment.
Drivers, you know, the front slides, we call that understeer. The rear slide, it's oversteer.
Everyone has different reference. I would say, example between me and Checo, understeer 2 is probably his 3 or 4. Yeah, so it's also, yes.
He's definitely more Latin.
A bit like a marriage in a way. If I don't have trust from these guys, they're not going to use what I'm finding out on the race weekend, and it's going to be a waste of time for everybody.
Thanks.
No problem.
Lots of work to do.
Not so good.
No.
Some drivers are more direct, vocal. I could get the positiveness from Valtteri yesterday, but not quite. You need to read between, in the lines.
So far we've learned that we don't have enough data from a confidence perspective. Confidence is low, but the ability to positively impact the model is high.
Oh, I think it did not go very well this time. I would only rate it 4.
It's difficult to give yourself a mark here. You're always one step too far. But there are things where we got closer and closer.
The more data we're going to get, the closer we're going to get to reality. What's interesting right now is to know, are we close? Are we not close? How far are we?
Good.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
Morris. He's actually my boss. So. he's
He's
all of our boss. He can drive too.
You can?
Yeah, I was
Formula One? Can you get in that one? I doubt. Problem is when you have so many variables like the engine deployment, we're fighting it quite hardly because sometimes you arrive with 20, 30 kph less into the corner, so it changes the whole balance.
The fast cars typically show up lap 1 and are fast. So the development of the car has to be proven out before you get to the racetrack, and the simulator now is a key part of that because you're really simulating the whole system.
We are still in early days of our track versus simulation world.
There's a lot to do.
Boom! The ultimate answer for all of this boils down to data, the law of large numbers. As the real Cadillac Formula One car runs a lot more laps over the next few weeks, they'll start collecting just so much more real world data. And that will make closing the correlation gap between the simulator and the real car that much easier. It was a fascinating experience to watch firsthand, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And so next episode is our last episode of the season. It is Australia, the first race. That's gonna be a crazy experience. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you there. Later.